This is Wentworth Woodhouse, the longest fronted house in Europe, but what really makes this place special is it's not just one house, it's two. The west front we see here was built first. It's known locally as the back front. Originally there was a Jacobean house on this site, which belonged to Thomas Wentworth, the first Earl of Strafford, who was executed during the reign of Charles I. In 1695 the house was inherited by Thomas Watson, who later added Wentworth to his name. He was the nephew of the second Earl of Strafford. He started to build this house we see today, although most of the work was carried out by his son, Thomas, who became the Earl of Moulton and later the Marquess of Rockingham. The house was done in the Baroque style, which was already considered to be old-fashioned as it was being built. And even before the work was completely finished on this side, work started being built on the new eastern front. It's been suggested that the east front was built as a result of a family feud between the Wentworth relations who owned Wentworth Castle a few miles away. The house is next owned by the second Marquess of Rockingham, who was Prime Minister twice. He had John Carviot make alterations to the east front. The house and its contents were later inherited by the Earls Fitzwilliam, whose family sold the house in 1989. The back wall there is the remainder of the Earl of Stratford's old house, and with the west and the east fronts. So really this house is actually three houses, not two as I first suggested. And another shot of all three of the houses, or the backs of the houses should I say. This is the well gate. It's said that the first Earl of Strafford passed this arch on his way to be executed, although we're not quite sure he was actually here at the time. This was the Marchioness of Rockingham's tea room, but later it became a camellia house. A monument to the gardens is the Ionic Temple that holds a statue of Hercules in the middle of it. And it sits on the long terrace, which is 500 yards long. A big urn known as the fire pit. Once a bear lived in the gardens, and this is the bear pit where it would be housed. This is Lady Moore's tea house, who was the wife of the 7th Earl of Fitzwilliam. These part of the gardens can be viewed for a small fee from the Wentworth Garden Centre. Further on the estate is the oldest monument, known as the Needle's Eye. There is a doubtful story that it was built for the second Marquess of Rockingham when he bet he could drive a coach and four through the eye of a needle. Just a few miles away from Wentworth is Elscar Heritage Centre, and it is here that the Earls Fitzwilliam had their ironworks, a distillery, forges and engineering sheds. This is Rockingham Station, which was built to serve the collieries and ironworks. Once coal was nationalised in 1947, the Coal Board took over the buildings. Today the buildings now have a variety of shops, a cafe and a soft play area for children. The Elscar Railway also runs throughout the year.